in transmission, but we are back live here on Point Sports Extra. I still have my co-presenter with me here in Abiodun Adewale. Abiodun, before we went off, you were talking about the fact that Victor Osimhen is not the only guy, Tolile, in quotes now, in local parlance, that is available on the market. We have Benjamin Sesko, we have Victor Gokores. Who else again now?
Victor above Victor.
Who is Victor above Victor's again?
Victor Osimhen.
Oh, of course, Victor Osimhen. There's Marcus Rashford. There's Jadon Sancho. Well, so, even those ones are in grade B. The real hot boys of this.
Are those three strikers?
And then why don't these guys, talking about strikers, talking about attackers, why is it proving a little difficult for these guys to get clubs? Are the clubs generally broke? Or is it that they don't want to pay money? Are the goods too expensive for the consumers? Or are the goods feeling too big?
Apparently, it's a problem of where they are coming from, the clubs. Benjamin Sesko or Victor Gokores particularly has come out. He has come out to express frustration about what Sporting CP has been doing over his transfer move in the last two transfer windows. He's supposed to leave this season, but now he's the least talked about among all the three strikers. At some point now, it feels like United are going to drop all their interest in Sesko now and go back to him. And United will still try to turn attention to other players. So it's about where they are coming from, how much they are priced and all of that. Imagine if some of these guys were put on the market for about 50 million, 45 million and all of that. But every transfer window we just get to see these things. Liverpool bought Nunes for over 80 million. So,
anyway, there's until now, September 1. Perhaps everybody will get their hearts right. Yeah, and hopefully, I think I'm most, of course, without a doubt, I'm most interested in Victor Osimhen. We'd love to see where he's going to play. Of course, we know he can do well in Italy. He has done it before. Yeah. And everybody is saying, just let's see in England.
And don't stay in Turkey again.
I remember there was a time, was it not Ekong who was on a podcast and he said he doesn't know where Osimhen is going, but I know he's going to England. I think there was a podcast like that.
And that was last year, the only one of the Super Eagles camps.
When he said he doesn't know where he's going, but he knows. So it looks like his mind is set on going to England, and he has rejected Saudi Arabia about 7 or 8 times already this window.
1 million times already.
Exactly. So it looks like, no, I'm not ending my career at 26. I'm still going to the top. All right, that's how we end the front page of Point Sports Extra today. It's time for us to switch focus now to the Club World Cup in the United States, where Real Madrid have gotten their first win of the tournament. Remember, in the first game, they had a draw against Al Hilal, and it looked like Xabi Alonso's tenure was ending even before it started. You could see the pressure on him when Federico Valverde missed the penalty. But yes, Federico Valverde was on hand to score yesterday when Real Madrid won 3-1, not to 0. Somehow, Real Madrid must always concede. Biodun, Club World Cup ongoing. Let's start with Real Madrid very quickly. A good one for Xabi Alonso, first win. Trent Alexander-Arnold posted, and the guys from the red corner of Merseyside,
they won't get over him.
Attacking him
they won't get over him very quickly. But for Real Madrid, they must always concede, and occasionally there will be red cards too.
I don't know these days. What's going on?
I expect a lot of things to change in the playing pattern and every other thing. This is just preamble. Let's brace for what is to come in the proper season by August, September. Let's just keep our fingers crossed.
All right, Juventus yesterday blew apart their opponents. You know the usual guys for Juventus, Dusan Vlahovic.
You know this?
One of the best guys when it comes to playing the number 9 position.
And that guy is...
I don't know why he's not just hot.
That guy is
hot.
kind of on the market too.
Yes!
But not so much.
Vlahovic, fantastic number 9. How-tried number 9 was on the score sheet. There was 20-year-old Udis. Another talent for the future. Kolo Muani, remember him? The guy that made Messi win the World Cup, like they say. Juventus winning, the Manchester City winning 6-0 too. It's like the big boys are now beginning to indeed show that they are big, and the small boys are getting kicked out.
And now about 4 of them have been confirmed to proceed into the next round, while about 7 teams already, including Wydad, have been eliminated from the competition.
Yeah, we're doing away. Of course, the guys that have the whipping boys of this tournament, they considered 10 in the first one. They considered 6 in the second one. They've succeeded in making it to America. It's time for them to go home too.
When they started against Benfica, they had a decent scoreline of 1-0 at halftime. I never knew they were still going to let in 5 in the second half. Their third game is still upcoming. Let's see how well they are able to balance. Maybe they would still get something for consolation. Maybe a goal maybe even a draw.
All right, somehow everybody, well, when I say everybody, I mean many people are talking about the performance of South African representative at the Club World Cup. They lost 4-3 against Borussia Dortmund. Mamelodi Sundowns. They actually scored the first goal. Contender for goal of the tournament already, even as posted by the FIFA World Club Cup social media accounts. But at the end of the day, they lost against a superior side that had the likes of Sergio Guirassy and the younger Bellingham. Job Bellingham was tried his brass performance, but he edited it, you know. Perhaps not trying to be the Jude, but the Job. At the end of the day, a good one though for African football. Michel Alozie was posting about it. Ahmed Musa was talking about it. We didn't win, no, we lost. We are, you know, somehow celebrating the loss.
Well, I like the fact that is kind of reawakening some spirits in Africa, but we all know the truth. Regardless of these are teams like Wydad, Al Ahly, Mamelodi Sundowns. Maybe not Mamelodi Sundowns. These are the teams you say they are the best in Africa.
Outside of Mamelodi, without a doubt.
But look at them on the world stage. They look so ordinary. So it means a lot of things. We are not there. Let's not even talk about Nigeria in Africa. So
Nigeria most stars there.
So just imagine.
It will be too bad though.
Let's not.
Unduka Junior.
Let's not.
Ismaila Sadiq.
Let's not conclude. Are we even there yet?
Bankole.
Have we got to the stage where we can even try to aspire? We are not even there.
We may just go there to create content too.
Exactly. So it's just we still have a long way to go. Let's not even talk about Nigeria in Africa or before African teams at the Club World Cup too. But then what Mamelodi Sundowns showed us was what we could see, sign of what is to come. And I still think that they have the brightest chance of still carrying the hopes of Africa at the tournament.
All right, today the beginning of the last group stage games commences. Paris Saint-Germain is playing. I think one of them or Atletico Madrid.
They have to fight for their lives.
May not make it. I think for PSG, I think they will easily beat Seattle Sounders. But Atletico Madrid will be playing against Botafogo. Yeah, that team that has surprised everybody so far. They've beat the champions of Europe. They are coming from South America.
I think the South American clubs are used to this kind of tournaments already.
Is this not why these guys switch from, you know, they can easily move from River Plate, from
so anywhere
Palmeiras, and they come to Europe and bang for Barcelona, bang for Real Madrid, bang in Chelsea. Gustavo,
exactly.
Look at these boys.
If you are not one of the biggest African players, you will hardly fit in at a top club.
In fact, if you are an African player, you have to go around Turkey,
go to
Netherlands, Sweden before, you know, making it. We don't usually see from Remo Stars straight to wherever. Look at the performances of Palmeiras. The likes of Botafogo and some of these other guys from South America. I mean, it looks interesting. But for tonight, Biodun, very quickly. Atletico Madrid against Botafogo. That's the game to watch. PSG will most likely have it easy. And if they don't win, if Atletico Madrid does not win, they may be kicked out.
Atleti have looked very ordinary. From the first game that I saw them against PSG, they didn't look like a team that was interested in this tournament.
Money spending tournament, oh.
At least they will get $10 million. So maybe that is enough for them.
Where they won one game, so they will get I think it's $2 million for winning. If you draw, you get $1 million or something. This is a big. I wish a Nigerian club was there. This is big money. This is big money.
It is beyond wish. It is beyond wish. Like I said, when you are even talking about the stage that you aspire to be there, we have not even got there. How many Nigerian clubs have got to the semi-finals of CAF Continental competitions in the last 5 years? How many of us have been into the group stage of the Champions League in the last 10 years? So there's a wide gap. Football has gone beyond all this wishful thinking that we are doing. We will see in a matter of months now. We will see 4 clubs on the continent again. We will start doing -1, -2, and all of that. We now hope which one will go into the Confederation Cup at least.
Wow, that was what happened last season. That was what happened 2 seasons ago. You know, we just hope it doesn't happen.
We don't want the beat to go on.
All right, so that one day, maybe next year, next 2 years, whenever,
or in another 4 years,
we can have a Nigerian, you know, team up there at the Club World Cup. We all watch. Nigerians are good at supporting.
We saw Imba at the African Super League,
and they were poor. They got $1 million for participation. I guess $1 million. Yeah, $1 million.
And they had the audacity to go and use chalk to write the name on the back of a jersey.
All right, we have to move on very quickly. A couple of days ago, the Super Falcons released the players, the team list for attending WAFCON that will start in July. I think we're
July
starting our
5.
first game. Yeah,
July,
I think Nigeria will be playing on
July
the 6th. Yeah, on the 6th. And of course, expectedly, there was controversy. Why is this person there? Why is that person not there? But I think the biggest talking point was that Monday gift was not there. She has released a statement saying, I'm fit. I'm as fit as an ox. I'm as fit as a fiddle. I'm not injured. I wish the girls good luck, but I was not picked and all that. My goodness.
You know, at this point, you know, sometimes it reminds me of something that I said last week, that people that don't do their jobs well and I can't even explain should be flogged. At this point, I expect explanations, honestly. But what I heard the Super Eagles coach talking about is why Asisat Oshoala is coming back into the team. That is not the question. Every Nigerian will put Oshoala in the team automatically. But why is our highest scoring striker at the moment, why is she not part of the tournament?
14 goals for club.
It defies every logic. It defies. I don't even know the kind of explanation that anyone in the technical crew or at the NFF would give. That
How did they arrive at that list without Monday gift?
And I'm very sure if it had anything to do with club permit and all of that, this is a major tournament, for crying out loud. It can't even be about club permit or traveling issues. It can never be. There are other players from the USA too.
So, oh my goodness.
It's definitely something fishy along that line.
This is our business and the fishy things. Anyway, Super Z is back. That was the biggest story. Beyond some persons have said no, there was absolutely no reason for Asisat Oshoala to be on that list. And some people have said it should just be sent forth for her. Where do you stand?
Well, for those that are even saying sent forth for her, I think they are jumping the gun.
Oh.
Oshoala is 29-30. She's a female professional footballer. She might not be able to go beyond 30, 32. Maybe at least if she wants to rough it, like we will say, maybe 34. But then we know she has passed her prime. But Oshoala brings this lethargic form into the Super Falcons that we've not seen it in any of our forwards. Since she's been in the Super Falcons, we've not seen any striker show that kind of lethal ability in front of goal. So even if she's coming up to come and play 30, she's still a 90 minutes player as far as I'm concerned. But even if some people
who is better?
So even if some people are faster than her and all of that, who is even faster than her at the moment?
She's faster than Onumonu.
She's faster than Onumonu.
Without a doubt.
So I don't know. The only striker that I will play ahead of her is the one that was not even picked, which is Monday Gift. And if you want to play two up front as well, maybe you just find someone a little bit quicker to pair with Asisat Oshoala up front as well. So for me, I don't think it is. I don't think anybody should dispute the fact that Oshoala should be in the team and should play regularly.
Will she be starting though? There's Esther Okoronko.
That's a very.
There's what's the name of this lady?
Then, as promising as Esther Okoronko has been, how many chances have we even given her to see how well? I saw her briefly at the World Cup. There is Sola Babajide, who has been like the Syria deserts of the Super Falcons. Call her for friendly games, call her for major
tournaments. She comes and goes like sunshine.
But then she's lucky to have been making a major tournament now. She's a left footer. She will bring something a little bit different. Maybe if she has to come from the sides, Rashida Tajibali, let's see how well they are able to play her too. If they don't allow her to drop deep into the middle too much, she may come from the sides and all of that. And that's one of the deficiencies of that team too. They don't have proper wingers too, like that. That's why maybe Mama Francisca Odega might just be a little bit useful with some kind of experience. But how fit can she be for what will be our last major tournament too? And I'm very sure she's not a starter in that team.
Can we win this AFCON?
Looks possible, but then you have to look at other teams before you'll be able to say yes or no. But at the moment, we have like some 40% chance of winning it. Let's just go past the group stage first. When we get to the semi-finals and look at what South Africa and Morocco are doing, let's see. And even Zambia, who have been very good.
They are becoming thick these days. Yes. They have the African Footballer of the Year. She had a fantastic
You would even be surprised with what Malawi, who has the two Chawinga sisters, who will do at the tournament.
All right. Here comes the Women African Cup of Nations. Yeah, and it promises to be interesting. Remember that as we move into the later parts of the year, we are going to be moving into another AFCON. We asked a couple of the lads yesterday what their opinion is for AFCON and even for the World Cup qualification. Is it a done deal already? We'll be posting some of those videos very soon. I'm sure you'll be loving them. Unfortunately, time is not our friend. This will be calling it a day on Punch Sports Extra this Monday afternoon. On behalf of Abiona Adewale and myself, And from the right guys in the production crew, it's have a fantastic week. Stay out of trouble. God bless you.